How fine a line, Sheldon, is it separating rest from rust as you get ready for a new series, a new challenge, and I guess maybe the same can be applied to them?
Yeah, you know what? It's definitely is a fine line. We're trying to be as conscious of that as we can be. We don't want to ignore the fact that it's probably a little bit too much rest for us here. At a perfect world in the playoffs, you want to have 4 or 5 days to rest up and heal up and all that kind of stuff, but stay sharp and stay playoff ready. You lose that a little bit here. The sun's shining and you haven't played a game in 10 days, so. We're trying to be as conscious of that as we can be, but at the same time, I think the rest, there's a lot of positive to it, and then we can really ramp it back up. And we tried some different things to try to break up the week and the rest and all those types of things. And our hope will obviously be that we peak at the right time on the weekend.
You play an opposition you saw in November and you saw in January. It's really a new season for both these teams, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We're not trying to glean too much from the two games that we played against them. We know, obviously, they're a very good team. They finished right behind us. So you have the two top teams in the league doing battle here in the finals of the conference. And we know we're in for a fight here. We know we've got a very deep opponent, a lot of experience, lots of skill. They score a lot of goals, and their goaltender obviously is playing quite well for them. So lots of reasons for us to make sure that we're sharp here right from the start.
You look at your veteran group, and the key part of those guys that were all signed on the first, Colin Greening, Vince Laverty, and Chris Mueller, all former Calder Cup champions. How important is that experience given the youth of this team?
Yeah, I think it's really important. Guys who have played into June and know what that feels like, know the ups and downs and the adversities that you face along the way, and have found their way through it to have the prize at the end. That's very, very valuable for sure. And then we also have a number of other guys that have had a lot of experience but haven't been able to have such a reward, and they're hungry. So we think all of our people complement each other very well, and that's been no secret that it's been a big part of our success.
This club's been pushed, and I run down the youth of this group. You look at Moore, Janssen, Timashov, Engvall, all leading your team in scoring in the postseason. I mean, they're 21 years of age. You got to be pretty proud of that.
Yeah, for sure. We think that a lot of guys have really stepped up for us here. Obviously, there's been a number of Marlies that have graduated and moved along to the Maple Leafs. So when that happens, the tendency is, of course, that it runs a little bit dry in terms of the difference makers in the young portion of your team, and that hasn't been the case for us. Guys have stepped up when asked, and a lot of those names you've mentioned have really taken great strides for us, not just here in the playoffs of late, but through the back half of the regular season. So when all of that is happening, it gives you a great chance of success, and you complement that group with the veterans that we have, and here we are.
Last question, when it comes to goaltending, do you let Piero do his thing with Garrett and Calvin? Do you stay away from that as a rule?
Yeah, you know what, Piero does a tremendous job. He's got a great relationship with those guys. He's worked with Sparksy for years, and they've established a really great working relationship, and they respect one another, and we've got great results with that. I don't profess to know a whole lot about goaltending. Anything non-goaltending related, whether it's related to our team or anything else, or just well-being and checking in on guys, I'll handle that. But Piero in the day-to-day is carrying that load, and he's done a terrific job for us.